SoundSphere Radio, where every note connects.
He came out of nowhere and turned country music into a streaming powerhouse. Stadiums packed, records shattered, and a fan base that shows up even louder every time. He's become one of the most dominant forces in modern music. Well, that's Morgan Wallen, but you're going to have to settle with Edwin James. Wake up! Wherever you are right now, in the truck on the back road, sitting on the porch with a cup of coffee, out on the water, at the beach, enjoying a beer or whiskey with friends, or maybe chasing a dream that just won't let you sleep. You came to the right place where real talk and real music come together. Maybe we'll discover next voice about to shake things up. Welcome to Coffee in the Middle with Edwin James. Hey everyone, hey thanks. This is Edwin James, this is Coffee in the Middle. Thanks for joining. Got another good show for you today. Again, not scripted, not rehearsed, pretty much close to a one-take thing, but and I hope you can, bear with me, traverse my trajectory. Kind of off the cuff, but yeah, a lot's been happening since the last show. Took a trip, went out to Disney out in California. That was a great time. Nothing like escaping in a Disney place. Where you see a bunch of smiles and it's just a happy place, and even though people are miserable, they're still happy, right? So, but addressing some of the things from last time, I guess I got a lot of submissions, new music, people wanting to get their stuff played and everything like that. But I need to set some ground rules. I want to hear authentic music. We want to hear authentic music. All this AI stuff out there, people saying, hey, I'm an artist. Well, yeah, or prompt jockey or whatever they are doing. I guess, people endorsing it. Even artists are endorsing this stuff. And I guess once you get paid, the big technology companies are going to go ahead and push it no matter what. They'll buy people out. People sell out. Kind of like selling out to the devil, I guess you can say. But there's something about authentic music, writing it, performing it, composing it, playing on it, playing it, to support it, playing out in concert, all those things that kind of go along with artistry and musicianship that I don't want to ignore. And this is not a place to go ahead and fast track your stuff just to go get it played, or you're thinking about the kid that's taking guitar lessons or learning how to play guitar, or learning how to play drums, bass, whatever instrument it is, piano. I learned them all, So when you hear one of my tracks, a lot of it is me. Had the privilege to work with some exceptional musicians like Freeman Arthur on pedal steel, Matt Motto on guitar. Again, he also does all the engineering on my music. Sarah Hambridge, who accompanied me on Letter to Mama. That's true talent. People that actually play, perform, and do what they say they do on a recording. Not just some computer program that's doing it, right? You can't get away from AI, but, on this show, we're gonna. So if you're submitting stuff, make sure it's authentic and it's you. That's just the way it is. But yeah, you heard in the beginning, that's my new song, Good Friends. Good Friends is dropping on Friday, June 26th. So again, this might be a little bit too early to kind of start promoting it or getting some hype on it. But I made some changes since the last time I played it, and not big changes, but enough to kind of give it a little bit more good sound, I guess you can say. But I guess just to start things off, you guys don't want to just listen to me talk and flow. Again, this is not rehearsed. This is pretty much a one-take show. Hope you can kind of track with me, right? But yeah, this is Good Friends, coming out June 26th on all streaming platforms. Good Friends. Here you go.
Glasses filled with whiskey and coke, tequila shot of liquor salt. Life lies deep as the years. We made our own faults, our own faults. Here's the good friends tonight, to the ones who stayed through the storms and the fights, to the stories we told till the fires burn low. Here's the good friends tonight. If this is all I ever get in this life, it's alright. Here's the good friends tonight, oh yeah. Heck out the garage door open. We got the news early today. Bring a six-pack or a bottle. Don't think about tomorrow. The crew is all heading their way. Here's the good friends tonight, to the ones who stayed through the storms and the fights, to the stories we told till the fires burn low. Here's the good friends tonight. If this is all I ever get in this life, it's alright. And here's the good friends tonight, oh yeah. Cold drinks, bad jokes, smiling, low-key, birthday in July. Every scar, every trip, every fall looks better in this light. Here's the good friends tonight, to the ones who stayed through the storms and the fights, to the stories we told till the fires burn low. Here's the good friends tonight. If this is all I ever get in this life, it's alright. Here's the good friends tonight, oh yeah. Here's the good friends tonight. One more time.
That was Good Friends, coming out June 26th. That's Friday, not this week, weekend after. Could it be your summer jam? I think it could. I'd love it if it was. I ain't going to force anything on anybody, but this one is a happy song. It's about celebrating them people that are important to you. Make sure you let them know, man. One life, one time. One of my favorite pieces in that song is, if this is all I ever get in this life, it's all right. And I believe that 100%. Life goes around. People around you give it meaning. You end up working, you end up getting into the regular swing of things, right? Everybody goes through the circular path of going to work, get home, eat dinner, do your thing, wake up, go to work. Everybody goes through that pattern. You get in the grind. But people around you really make the difference. Let them know. Don't just take them for granted. Let them know what they mean to you. And I think that's important. Not too many people give people good praise, and it's not even praise, but just acknowledge that what they mean to you. But so let's move on. So we went to Disney, right? Flew into LAX, got in there, drive. It's a drive. Not a fun drive, I guess you can say. It's usually get stuck in that parking lot, but hey, it was a drive. But yeah, we're off to the races. We're doing everything, but it was really cool. It's like it was me, my wife, my middle son, and my older son out there. He lives out west, so him and his other family, right? So he got married. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He got married. We went out and celebrated his wedding and everything out in Costa Rica. It was a really nice time. But his wife, one of the nicest, sweetest people in the world. And honestly. Her family couldn't be nicer. The group of people that were all together, it was just a fantastic time. Really, really good folks, man. Enjoyed every single second of the trip. And while I was out there also on, I guess, Wednesday, right? So Wednesday I met up with my friend Justin, who's out there west. He goes with Jazz Fitness, right? Look him up, Jazz Fitness. He's a dietitian. He's also a fitness instructor. And he has a lot of good material out there. Really, really excellent stuff. If you're looking to get back into shape, just get healthier, check him out. J-A-Z, Jazz Fitness. So I met him up there. We went to Grand Californian. Sat at the bar there, right? Had a couple beers apiece. It's just super nice to catch up, you know. His father came out once. Unfortunately, we got to have a great time once, and unfortunately he passed away. But there's a special bond that we have there. Super solid dude. Couldn't say enough nice things about him. So again, Jazz Fitness. Take a look. He's on YouTube, Twitch, whatever platform you're on, he's on there. I'm pretty sure he's on everything, but especially on YouTube. Check him out, Jazz Fitness. He's been kind of helping me get back into shape. I'm kind of yo-yo, right? We're here in the summer, and you kind of say, hey, I think I look all right to go out there. You get out there, you get the pictures back, and it's like, oh, wow, I thought I looked all right. But, again, it's not about look. It's about how you feel. And I can tell if I have a little bit too much on me, I can feel a little sluggish. So it's about health. It's about, appearance, peace of body, peace of mind. Goes right into the mental health and everything else like that. So don't neglect it. No matter what you do, don't neglect working out in your health. It's so important to, not even about eating right. Everybody has their guilty pleasures, right? The stuff that you just love, it's like a shitty burger or something like that. Just lay down whatever, all the sauces and, throw some bacon on there, put everything else that's not good for you on it, man. And it's like, man, it's the most delicious thing you ever had in your life. It falls apart in your hand because there's so many sauces on there and the buns just slide right off. And, but if that's your style, do it, but don't do it every day. Enjoy it. Make sure you have everything kind of comes in moderation. We spent the evening out there, talking and things at the Grand California, but out there in Disney, I gotta say, man, there's so many things to do. The food is really good, and I think that's part of what I really like about going to, whether it's Disney World, Disneyland. But in Disneyland, you got so many different places to eat, and the food is as authentic as it can be. There's a lot of Disney food in there, but there's some restaurants that you can really have a meal that is out of control, and I crave those types of meals, right, where you get something that's authentic, not just, an Americanized version of a meal. You actually have an authentic meal that's from this ethnic group or anything like that. It's not just quick made and easy to do. So yeah, out there on the West Coast, my wife's doing the FOMO thing. We're pretty much enjoying the shit out of it too, right? Following along, doing what she likes. Make sure you do what she likes. That's an important thing to anybody, any guy listening right now. Make sure you know what she likes. Make sure you do what she likes. It's an important thing. And again, reciprocate, ladies. Don't just expect everything one way. Reciprocate. What else? Let's see. So many other things that are kind of going on. But yeah, it was kind of a tragic weekend too, when we went out that way, because we did go to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and it was, the whole weekend was going great. Here I am. We show up at Magic Mountain, and everything's the best, right? So X2's out there. I don't know if anybody's a roller coaster fanatic, but X2 is supposed to be like one of the biggest coasters in the nation. So I go on there, the signs are everywhere say, hey, take everything out of your pockets. You don't want to lose it, all this other stuff, right? So I've been doing it on other rides, but, on X2, I figured, hey, I just go ahead and keep my phone in my pocket, my wallet. My rental car keys were in there. Rental car keys and wallet were on the left side. Phone was on the right side, right? Front loaded. Flip the pockets over. Nothing was going to fall out, right? Get on a ride. It's crazy. It's a great ride. I enjoyed the shit out of it, right? But get off it. Check my right pocket, empty. Left pocket, okay, wallet and keys are still there. Whew, dodge that one. So yeah, I was one of them guys. The idiot. Tell my wife, hey, lost my phone. Yeah, she said, oh, well, no big deal, right? Honestly, what else? People get so crossed when, their phone and everything like that. You deactivate it, do whatever you need to do it, and then guess what? You're off the grid. It's back to the 80s. Great times. But yeah, it fell on X2. I was one of the victims, one of the idiots that had to wait till will call at the end when he go ahead and walk through and check for other people's phones. But we get in line and lost and found to report the phone falling out. So the guy in front of me did the same thing the ride before me on X2. There's another guy, a couple people in front that was already talking to one of the help people, and he lost his on Wonder Woman. So, it's like almost like it's like the club there. It's like all the idiots that didn't look at the signs, didn't read the signs, and knew better than to go ahead and keep their stuff in their pockets, all losing their phones. So we had to wait around. Everybody went out to dinner. They all enjoyed the rest of the night. Everybody left. Me and my wife stayed behind and said, hey, I'll wait with you, dummy. So we get there at 11, nothing, and they finally say, hey, all phones came back, all this other stuff, and yeah, they didn't find my phone. So here I was. I couldn't do anything about it. So instead of talking any much longer, let's go ahead and let's play another song. It's happy time, right? So Disney has all this thing about drinking around the world. So here we go. My Bar by Edwin James.
Pocket, it's Friday night. Band's got the people, man, feeling alright. Friends are rolling up to get a seat up at the bar. Bartender smiles, gets me a beer. Waitress takes the order from the girls just singing along. They know the words to every song. It's always the same old story. Work all week to get to the weekend. Get to the weekend. There ain't no place right now that I'd rather be. These are my friends, my beer, and this is my bar. Corner giving some guy a lesson. Soldiers singing with the band, having a ball. Everyone's invited, drop your egos at the door. Guys to the left of me, and girls to the right. Next song's playing, hips swinging and light. Good times up ahead. my beer, and this is my bar.
My Bar by Edwin James. As my song. Anybody that went out to, I guess I'm kind of theming on Disney today. And I know there's Disney kind of stirs up some people and everything else like that with all the stuff. But hey, I'm not going to talk politics. I'm not going to talk about any other crap. We're just talking about places, things. Whether you like it or not, man, just deal with it. But yeah. Disney, anybody that went to Orlando, you drink around the world. You go to Epcot and you have a drink here, a drink there, and before you know it, you're at the end of the line, and it's like, whoa, I just did that. And of course, there's a lot of drunks at Epcot drinking around the world. Guilty, but it's a great time. Nobody goes out of control. I've never seen anybody out of control, or I've seen people that have been overserved, for sure. But yeah, it's just such a good time to just go out there, try the different foods, all these different stands, and anybody that's done it, you know what I'm talking about. It's a good time. There's nothing cheap about it, right? But you save for 2 years, you go ahead and take your trip, and then you do it again. I'm just kidding. Whatever. Everybody enjoys it on their own way, but it's something that's really cool, something really nice to enjoy. But I tell you, we don't go out to the West Coast much as far as Disney goes, but last time we were at Disneyland was probably about 5 years ago, maybe, somewhere around there, 6. I'm not sure, but 7 maybe, but here I am, keeping guessing. Maybe 8, maybe 6, maybe 7. 6, 7, haha. I don't even get that, but yeah, being on the West Coast, the weather there is better, period. Orlando, sorry, man. It's like, you go to Orlando, man, if you have bad hair, man, you're just basically going to end up frizzing out, and the humidity there is just outrageous. And it's not just during certain times. You can get springtime and other times a little bit better, but the humidity in Orlando is just dreadful. You get on a ride, you're basically sloshing around in somebody's sweat, and you're sweating profusely. At least I am. I sweat in the shade in the winter. But, out west, you don't have that same problem. It's dry, and especially when we went out there, it was cooler. So it was in the 60s. Yeah, I should have wore a jacket the first night, but, me. Well, you'll know me pretty soon. It's like, hey, I don't think about it. I don't watch the news. I don't, I find out what the weather's like when I walk outside. I don't look at my app, prepare myself for the day, or anything else like that. I kind of wing it, Something to say about not knowing what's going on. There's a calm to being there, and just not being in the middle of knowing everything. There's people that want to know everything. They tell you, oh, did you hear about this? And I'm like, oh, no, and I really don't care. Oh, so-and-so said something. I'm like, I really don't give a fuck, right? So everything can't be important, period. Everything can't be that damn important. What's important? You are important. People around you, your family's important. Your friends are important. World events. Yeah, I guess, not knowing world events, does that make somebody bad or stupid, or what do you do? You live in a box? No. It just, I can only deal with so much that's going on, right? It's like, I like to live in my bubble, Best place is my bubble. It's my space. It's what I want to know. If it's in front of me, I see it. If it's not, it's not. And does that make me stupid, dumb, or naive? Or no, I don't think so. People spend so much time trying to keep in front of everything. And, people always covet. People always want to know. People always do a lot of different things. And they think it's important, because somebody else has. It's just like, somebody gets a new car and you feel like you got to get one too. It's like, no, I'm cool with what I got, man. It's like, hey, that's, nice car, good for you. It's like one time I went over a friend's house. He invited us over. I haven't seen him for years, but all of a sudden he's out there washing his convertible Mustang out in the driveway during a party, right before a party, of course. And it's like, hey, by the way, here it is. Check it out. So I walked by, didn't say a word. I think that probably irks some people, especially when they want to get a reaction when, here you are, cleaning your car that you want to kind of let everybody see. But honestly, I get people are car people. People are instrument people. There are some people that can't play anything but, if it's not this or that. There's the Les Paul people. There's the Strat people. And, so many different, there's so many people that have different opinions. Like my guitars, my instruments, they're warriors. I can bang them. I can go ahead and scratch them. I can do anything you want to them. And I don't get emotionally distraught. They're meant to be played. They're not museum pieces, and kind of like even going back to, growing up, my mom always say, it's like, hey, people come over my house to rate me and to inspect, then they shouldn't come over. You come over to my house, you're coming over to have a good time. You're coming over to enjoy yourself. You're not there to go ahead and, put white gloves on, check how much dust there is or anything like that. And, there's going to be dust everywhere, man. It's like people get too caught up in perception. Perception is such a bullshit thing. It's like perceived to be this. I am what I am, man. You get what you get. You dig me, you like me, you don't, I'm not going to change the person I am. I'm prouder than hell. I'm so proud of my kids. Again, their achievements are one thing, man. It's like everybody gets so involved in, hey, my kid did this, dude, my kids are the kindest human beings that grew up. And that's what I'm proud of, man. They have so much integrity, so much respect, and so much consideration for others. In some cases, it's like sometimes you overdo it, and you kind of abuse yourself by going out of your way for your friends and people that mean something to you. But they have great compassion. They know what to say, they know what to do, and they're sincerely engaged and good and just good human beings, and that's what I'm proud of. Whether they make, $500 million or if they, or the title that they have at work, hey, if that's what they want, dude, if you want to be the super chief executive officer of some other company and whatever, and that gives you a hard on, go, cool, man, do it if it's you. But if you're doing it just to prove to somebody else that, hey, I can do it too, or whatever, we all have meaning. Titles are a title, but some people hide behind that title to make them adequate. You have to be adequate before you get that title, right? You can't just show up and say, hey, I'm vice president blah, blah, of this company, and this is what I do, and I transformed, and I'm part of a hedge, and we manage over $2 billion and all this other stuff. But that's cool, man. If that's you, I ain't gonna go ahead and fault you for it. If underneath all the clothing and underneath all the facade, there's a good human being. But and why am I talking about all this stuff? And man, I just took a complete left turn at Albuquerque, man. But that's the way I am, man. Like I said, unrehearsed, off the cuff. Things are gonna happen. I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna go down a hole, up the ladder. I have no idea which way I'm going, but I'm kind of talking about this. It's kind of going into the new song I'm writing. I'm not going to give away the title. I'm working on. I think I mentioned Billy Branch. Going out to Blues Fest, and I love the blues. Blues and country are so close. One has a little bit more twang. One has a little bit more, it just sounds a little different. You have a little bit more soul here, but you have soul here too. I'd love to collaborate with Billy, and I actually reached out to him and his team, and we'll see what happens. I would really love to have his background singers on this track. I think it just the track I'm working on, it has such a deep and such a meaning about, kind of like the fakes to snakes and all the people that are out there that have a facade to them, but they really have no depth. Once you rip it off, they have absolutely no volume. And I kind of look at the same way with the people doing the AI bullshit. I get it. There's some people that can no longer do certain things, and especially if tragedy happens or something should happen, a musician no longer can play for whatever reason. We know guitarists like that. There's some famous guitarists of that type. What's his name? Oh, geez, hold on. Let me think. Oh, Jason Becker, right? One of the most talented guitarists of the time, and he gets ALS. And I couldn't imagine that. Again, he's still recording things, doing things out there. I'm not going to challenge him because, he got the right to exist as a guitarist. Period. He had the right. He has the right to exist. He was that good. He was that promising. And to get hit like that, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what, I was thinking about that myself. It's like, people talk about senses. What senses would I like to lose? Sense of smell, sense of touch, taste, hearing, sight. I don't know. But imagine losing the ability to play. Especially when it's your passion, and I've neglected my passion for many years. I got caught up in the rat race, right? It's like I was all about the titles, the money, and everything else that kind of came out there. And I'm not gonna lie, I still have to do what I have to do, and I enjoy doing what I do. Whatever you do, you got to put 100% in it, and you have to, if people convert their hobbies into a job, right? You used to want to go do it, but now that you have to go do it, it kind of sits different in your stomach. It's like a friend of mine, we used to go fishing all the time. We were pretty damn good. And we go fishing. Then he started a guide service, right? And once he started that guide service, it was cool for like about the first year. Second year, it kind of sucked. All of a sudden, it's like I had to take out all these fucking new guys. And I'm working with them, and it's like I don't even have anything to talk about with them, but they just want to catch fish and all this stuff. And it's like they got personalities of a cardboard box. And it's like, man, but I got to go ahead and entertain these guys for 4 hours and put them on a hole, hopefully catch some fish. And, he told me once, like, man, yeah, I caught a bunch of fish. They couldn't catch shit. I'm like, well, aren't you supposed to put them on? I'm like, yeah, I can cast and catch the fish and give them my rod. But that's not fishing, man. It's just like, but it's just kind of funny. But going back to the ability of what your passion is, and I guess I'm touching in on that AI crap again. I think there's the right places where I can consider it being used. Again, it'd be based on the artist. If you didn't sing it, if you didn't play on it, if you didn't do shit on it except for pop in a prompt. Fuck you. You wrote some. I don't even trust people to say, hey, they wrote the words. And it's like if I can create a robot to kind of go ahead and just prompt me a new song every 5 minutes and just keep posting them out there, and that's what the world can kind of come into. It's like there's no humanity. Everything kind of just becomes machine driven. But there's a space for everything, right? I think AI automation, improving things, and it's been going around for such a long time. For anybody out there that's kind of into the quality stuff, you had Deming that went out to the Asian auto market, right? In Japan, I think introduced to Toyota and put quality in there. U.S. auto manufacturers didn't want to have anything to do with it. So he went out that way. They did it. Next thing you know, what used to be shit, right? Japanese cars used to be shit. Next thing you know, they were becoming better than U.S. cars because they invested in quality. It's not free, but, we're basically at a place where now, it's like the technology now can kind of do a lot of things for us, whether, we just have to feed the machine something, an algorithm, the rules, and it can kind of help figure things out. There is value to that, and I know I'm kind of treading on a sore subject for some, a huge subject for others. I think that there's definitely room for it, but in the art world, when it comes down to creation, human idea, and just think about it, somebody going ahead and just dumping a bunch of files out there and saying that they're my art. I'm a creative AI artist, and I just dump 100 different designs out there, put a T-shirt out there, and guess what? You're a moneymaker. Same thing with music. It's like I said, it takes a minute, 2 minutes to go ahead and prompt a song to come out, and you don't have to really do much with it. Just go ahead and go somewhere and post it, and next thing you know, you're part of the streaming world and part of the algorithm, and you're going to get your 0.00001 cent per stream. But that's kind of what things have kind of come down to. So, when I see graphics art, there's still people that do, use Photoshop and still draw the lines and do things. But there's a lot of pirates out there. A lot of, I call them the AI cowboys, that are just having the system generate everything for them. Kind of pisses me off. If for business, it's one thing. For things that are considered art, human expression, or things like that, I have no room for that bullshit. You want to do that crap, and you want to go ahead and, and show up and say, hey, yeah, by the way, I'm an artist. Hey, I got a guitar on stage. Go ahead and play it. And hey, do your last song. Can you play for me? Fuck. Yeah, it's aggravating. And I'm rambling again. So let's move on to something else. Let's go ahead and put some music on again. I really wasn't prepared too well for this show today. I'm going to have to go ahead and run through a lot of my own stuff still. Future shows, I'm definitely going to go ahead and bring in some other guys. I got a super cool guy, and I'm not going to be country only, right? Again, I'm influenced by everything. So you're going to have blues in here. We're going to have metal. We're going to have metal day. I think we're going to do a metal day next time. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we'll do a metal day the next time. But for today, let's just go ahead and move on, and let's, I'm kind of feeling a little romantic. I'm trying to get out of this mode. I'm kind of just roasting and being aggressive on different things. So, yeah, I'm being a little romantic. I'm going to go back to my first song again, Crazy, because that's a little bit what I am.
Think about yesterday. Seems so far away. See you dancing in the high school gym while I was wishing I was him, making me crazy. You're making me crazy, crazy, crazy. It's what I'll always be about you, girl. Not just another day. Time just drifts away. see you walking down that aisle, watching you laugh and cry and smile, making me crazy. Crazy, 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 it's what you're making me. Crazy, crazy, I'm going crazy, it's what I'll always be. About you, girl, yeah, I'm so crazy about you. Crazy, 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 it's what you're making me. Crazy, crazy, I'm going crazy, it's what I'll always be.
That was Crazy by Edwin James. Check it out wherever you stream. I wish I had some more stuff for you guys. Like I said, I had a bunch of submissions that came in that were AI generated, and yeah, it's I can hear it when I hear it, I can tell it is. So I don't play games. I don't say, hey, is this AI? Is this not AI? If it is, it is. I'm not going to play it. Period. I don't think if you want to approach me, hey, I'm a songwriter, I got something written. Tell me how you wrote it, what it is. Even with that, it's like there's so many people out there. Heck, you go to Nashville and just see how many people are starving trying to break out, and they're doing it the real way, writing songs the real way. I can see if sometimes you get stuck with a line, you don't know what to say, or you want to get something to rhyme with something, you need some help. You can Google it. We've been Googling stuff for a long time now. You chat GPT it, whatever you grok it. All the different AI front ends that you kind of use. But realistically, man, the idea should be yours, man. I can't say it any other nicer way, but if you didn't come up with the idea, I guess you can come up with the idea and then kind of expand it and have the system do all the work. But yeah, for me, I guess you could say, hey, maybe I'm a little salty, man. I get a little pissed off. It takes me months to write and record and get it right. It takes me, for a song, take it through, the history or kind of the life cycle of a song. You get an idea, you write it down, you put some thoughts together, and basically a day you spend, you get kind of sucked into it. And next thing you know, you're writing this piece, or you're trying to get an idea. You pick up a guitar, put on piano, try to get a melody, or maybe it starts with a melody, or it starts with a thought, or somewhere you were, or it's like we were just on vacation with the family. It was a great time. It's like, hey, I'm really happy right now. I got this song idea that just, hey, it's about getting together and seeing each other again. It's like there's so many things that trigger a thought, make you think about a moment, sad moment, and sorry if I'm getting a little quiet here, but I have a dear friend of mine, is going through some health shit, right? Dealing with cancer. It hurts.
you see people kind of going through a struggle, and it's easy to kind of fall into, sorrow is reality. We all deal with tragedies, and I'm not going to get into my tragedies, but we've been through some shit and back, and I'm glad to be here with everybody. And I tell you, whoever, I don't care who you are, if you got somebody struggling with some kind of something deep, let them cry on your shoulder. Guys, don't be afraid, man. Just open up. Let your friend open up. Just take the time to spend with somebody, especially when they need somebody to listen. Don't tell them what you think. Just listen. Use your ears. Don't use your mouth. Just use your ears. But it's just, different things cause you to think different ways and to give you an idea of some kind of something moving forward. And other people, knowing, the way you feel right now, you gotta know that somebody else out there in the world is feeling the exact same way at this moment. At this second, at this moment, somebody else is feeling the same damn way you are. Whether you're happy, whether you're euphoric, whether you're sad, down, going through something, and even what you're going through, someone else has done it. Someone else is doing it. It's kind of hard not to feel that you're all by yourself. You're kind of like on an island. You feel like there's nobody there for you, and you get kind of stuck, and you don't know what to say, don't know what to do, and it's like you feel like you're all alone. But no, you're not. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to open up. Being vulnerable is, a song is vulnerability. A song is you being vulnerable and letting your emotion, letting a thought go out there. How many really masculine macho guys are singing about love, singing about something that, these big burly guys talking about things that make them vulnerable. But people are going to laugh, people are going to accept it, people are going to do different things when they hear something from you, but it's okay to be vulnerable. I said vulnerable so many times, man. It's like, it's making me laugh, but that's the honest God truth. You gotta listen to somebody that needs to be listened to. Same thing with a song. Just because somebody's popular or somebody's out there, somebody's taking over, it's like, think about it. You're going to go spend, even though I love Morgan Wallen, it's like, I just like his style and different pieces of music and all this stuff. And just sounds really awesome. But, you're going to go ahead and spend like $300-500 to go sit in nosebleeds in an arena when you can go see a nice, say a local act, independent artist that it's just begging for people to listen to their music, just begging, so many people out there. And it's like, and really think about it as music is just nothing more than an Amazon, right? It's like, these artists are just products on the shelf. A song is a product on the shelf, and it's just sitting there, and people are going to, buy it, listen to it, or ignore it. How many things out there in the Amazon world are ignored? But people are buying certain things, and you get drawn to what's popular, right? Everybody wants to be into popular. Oh, you listen to so and so? Yeah, I listen too. Oh yeah, you know this artist? Oh yeah, they're great. Yeah, I love them too. It's like nobody wants to be that different person of saying, yeah, I listen to Edwin James. He's pretty cool. I gotta say, my mom says I'm pretty cool. My mom said, she's no longer with me, but to say something different, people don't know how to take it. I think a lot of people have a hard time being themselves. Think about that. Are you the true you? Or are you a product of the people around you that formed you? Now, granted, there's something about having to comply to society, complying to, the rules. Your buddies have a rule. If you guys don't do coke, don't do heroin, don't do this, whatever. that's the rules of the guys, right? Okay, we drink, and yeah, some people may do some pot and some shrooms, whatever, things that people do, people accept it, but hey, there's a line, don't cross that line. So you have to. There's an element of conformity, right? You have to conform, but as an artist, you don't have to conform. Music is your art. If you want it to be off key, be off key. If you want it to have a different pattern, tempo, if you want to use, if you want, you can create whatever rule you want. Now, whether someone listens to it or not is up for grabs, but you can put something out there. It can be you. Contemporary classical music is a perfect example. In some cases, just a lot of noise, just to be noise. And I'm like, I was, back in the day, I was in a music appreciation class and, listening to contemporary classical. And it was just, for me, it was hard on the ears. But some people can say, wow, listen to the movement. And you listen to people interpret it just kind of like art, like somebody takes a piece of mud and throws it on a canvas and hangs it up on the wall and says, that's art. And it's like, you're like, wait a second. You've seen the videos of people breaking glass or destroying something or knocking over a tower and letting it fall on the ground. And they're like, oh, wow, that was art. That was expression. I'm going to say this. There is a limit, right? If just to make noise, but the noise has to have some sort of pattern to it, right? It just can't just be random chords, out of tune stuff, whatever. But if somebody wants to release something like that, and they're actually the ones playing the guitar, playing the bass, piano, whatever it is, or violin, cello. I love cello. Yo-Yo Ma's. I can listen to him all day. Whatever you're playing, you can put out whatever you want. I just honestly, when I talked about that mud on the canvas or somebody breaking something down, I'm like, I can't believe that there's a group of people that kind of want to see that. But in most cases, those people are probably a little bit out of touch, right? There's people that have the money problems, people that have all these other types of problems, whatever, and you want to say they're eclectic or, oh yeah, I understand. Dude, you don't understand shit. Like, you understand a piece of mud on a goddamn canvas is good. I'm like, come on, bro. You can't do that. There has to be some expectation to anything that you put out. So, what do I do now? I think I'm almost at a point where I got to shut up and play at least one more song for everybody. So, let's do one more. This one's going to be one of mine. This is one that I got some mixed reviews from. It's like Summer's Gonna Go. I wish my voice was a little bit different. I had more range, but I love the composition. There's harmonics. The guitar is not traditional. It's like it flows a cool beat and everything like that. But I've had mixed reviews. So hey, tell me what you think. Here's Summer's Gonna Go.
Everybody's leaving. Summertime is dying. I need another weekend. I'm gonna need some time to say goodbye to the old you. We spent our summer hanging on the beach, and when September comes around, I'm back in Tennessee. And when the time comes, I know summer's gonna go. Summer's gonna go. Looking in a rear view, maybe summer that I once knew. Memories linger on my mind, but I gotta leave them all behind. I don't wanna say goodbye to the old you. summer hanging on the beach, and when September comes around, I'm back in Tennessee. And when the time comes, I know summer's gonna go. Yeah, summer's gonna go. Summer hanging on the beach, and when September comes around, I'm back in Tennessee. And when the time comes, I know summer's gonna go. Yeah, summer's gonna go. I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. Yeah, summer's gonna go.
That was Summer's Gonna Go by Edwin James. Tell me what you think. Like I said, I had a lot of mixed reactions. You know, I throw over a song, send it over to my friends. Hey, check this out, man. It's a new song I got. And I know some of them are going to cause them to be quiet, not say a word, you know, or they say, hey, not bad. Again, not everybody's going to like everything. Not everybody's going to go ahead and say, hey, it's a masterpiece. Oh, it sounds awesome. You know, everybody wants to hear that it's awesome. But for every song, you know, if you can think about it, if you can get 1 million people to like it, there's billions of people in the world. If you can get 1 million people to like it, it's huge. It's such a small amount. And the people around you, and if you can get 10% of people around you to even like it, that's pretty huge. And you can't get discouraged if people give you feedback to say, hey, I really don't like it. And it's okay. It's okay not to like something. Man, everything, you know, it's like there's people that will not listen to anything but their favorite band. You know, there's, you know, Led Zeppelin people. There's, you know, the Doors people, you know, going back to the Beatles. Everything's this, you know, Iron Maiden, you know, it's like Roy Clark. I don't listen to anything that's not real country, you know, if it's not real traditional country, I'm not listening to it. You know, there's people that are going to be, and that's cool. You can be that way. But try not to, man. There's too much good stuff out there in the world. Too much music, not enough time to hear all the good stuff. And honestly, we're probably not going to hear some of the best stuff out there. But give music a try. Open your ears. This is Edwin James. This is all I got for today. Yeah, I'm going to get better next time. This is Edwin James signing off. You were listening to Coffee in the Middle.
Here's a good friends tonight
Later.
to the ones who stayed through the storms and the fights, to the stories we told till the fires burn low. Here's a good friends tonight.
SoundSphere Radio, where every note connects.